What is up, Chuckleheads? You're listening to Take 12 of my intro, the Stand Up Snobs podcast. It's your boy Jay Berg coming to you live with
Colton Drake.
Colton Drake. Live meaning we're doing it live, obviously. I don't know why I would say it that way. That doesn't make any sense.
Coming to you live.
Coming to you live, except it's pre-recorded. Whatever. I might be dead by the
You're
time
gonna
this
have
comes
to
out.
watch
Dude.
it later.
Yeah, how you doing, my man?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. I'm ready for this. You ready for this special?
Yeah,
right.
I am.
All right, man. The first this special is episode 3, third episode. Last week, you remember we did Adrian Appalucci. Today, Jim Gaffigan, one of the legends of stand-up.
Yep.
His 11th special, the first special ever produced by the company Hulu. Hilarious, as they say. The first ever special for them. So, yeah, we're going to talk about it later. But, hey, let's give you a little taste of it before we talk about it.
I don't know if you know, I'm normally a fat guy. But since I've lost all this weight, now I'm just arrogant. People, they won't even say anything to me. They'll just go up to my wife and ask, "Is Jim okay?" Because to them, it's more likely that I'm sick than I would ever have any self-discipline. I know I complain a lot about my family, but they've ruined my life. You ever notice in commercials for alcohol, people are always laughing and having a good time? I just like to see one print ad that shows some expressionless dad sitting alone at a kitchen table with a bottle of booze. My wife was like, "Don't gaslight me." And I was like, "I've never heard that term before." She was like, "You've never heard of gaslighting?" And I was like, "I don't think anyone on this planet has heard of gaslighting. You might be going crazy."
By a lot of people.
And I freely admit my wife has it harder, much harder, but this whole thing is kind of her fault. These children didn't come out of my body. In a way, they're not even my kids.
All right, that was the official Hulu trailer for Jim Gaffigan, the Skinny. As I mentioned, his 11th special across like every platform you can think of. He's done Amazon Prime specials. He's done Netflix specials. Now he's doing a Hulu special. Well, I think he already did a Hulu special, but this is one actually produced by Hulu. So he basically is a whore to whatever streaming service wants him. He did one earlier this year.
He's knocking down goals, man. I'd be happy just to get any one of those.
Absolutely.
Give me a
dude.
fucking YouTube special.
Give me a Fubu one, not a Fubu one.
A Timu one.
Fubu one, that'd be interesting.
I'll do a Wish special.
Dude, Jayberg Fubu special. Like, that's
Do I need to make an account for this? Am I going to lose my information?
That's crazy, man. A Furby special? No, that's a different thing, too. But yeah, Jim Gaffigan, what is it, about an hour long? Jim Gaffigan, if you don't know who he is, he's been around for a long, long time. He's had, like I said, 11, they say 11 on his website, stand-up specials. I think total albums is somewhere in the neighborhood of 17. That's a mix between stand-up, audio and video albums. We both enjoy Jim Gaffigan overall, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. The album you talked about is one of my favorite albums I used to listen to all the time.
Which one? Beyond the Pale or
No, the
Big
one
Baby?
where he's in the cage.
Oh, Doing Time?
Doing My Time.
Doing My
Time. That was a great
old.
album.
That's old as dirt.
Oh yeah, dude. I was listening to it in law school. I was in law school.
I
Until
will say this
2005.
out of fairness. I haven't listened to every Jim Gaffigan special.
Oh, I haven't either.
But Beyond the Pale and Big Baby, my favorites.
King Baby. Yeah.
Whatever.
I got you.
Hands down. What does he look like, though?
Yeah.
A big baby.
Or a king baby.
I don't know. I'm not saying he looks royalty.
All right. Well,
That's a hell of a
it's a fair critique. I think you should write him a letter.
I think we should go
Writing
with Big
letters
Baby.
writing letters is just crazy at this point anyway. Like
Writing
a
letters?
letter is, you don't even have to cut the numbers and letters and shit out to make it look like a serial killer. You just are by writing a letter.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's like writing a check.
No, that's awesome. What are you talking about? That's great.
Writing a check?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you been in line at a
That's what my
sporting
dad
event?
does. Yeah, that's what my dad does at sporting events. Yeah,
Ugh.
because they're cash or because they're no cash.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, well, I do cash or check. So what do you want?
Do you guys take third-party out-of-state
And
check?
they're like, no, we don't take shit.
So stupid.
It is stupid.
I don't even think I know how to write a check, if I'm being honest.
You don't know how to write a check?
I've never had to write a check.
You've
one
never
time.
written a check before?
No, I'd get a money order. Done a money order. Is it similar?
It's the same fucking thing. That counts.
Yeah.
That's a check.
Okay. Well, then, yeah.
That's a check, except for you actually have the money.
Okay, I do know how it works then.
Yeah. Like a money order, you have to have the money to get the check, essentially, right?
Right, yeah.
That's essentially.
A check is like you don't have to have any money in there.
I mean, you bounce your check, and then that
I think
sucks,
I'm
but-
about to start rocking this whole check game.
Yeah.
Take it back. Start bouncing.
Just piss everyone off.
Yeah. Imagine being at Gamers writing checks.
There's like 0 people who take them. I bet they won't take them. I would almost guarantee they don't take them.
What? Would they take a money order?
Probably not. Maybe. I mean, I don't know how. I don't know what they're obligated to do or anything, but I don't know. We're already off. We started off the rails this time.
That's all right. I was happy to start off the rails.
We're all right.
I'm happy to start off the rails.
So yeah, if you haven't seen this, go ahead and make sure you write a check to Hulu to make sure you got your subscription paid up. Make sure you write that check, put that forever stamp on the envelope. Send that out to wherever the hell Hulu's at. I have no idea where they're at.
Hulu accepting checks is funny.
Just because of their online is all they do. Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
that's kind of awesome. All right. Well, I mean, but like American Express will accept a check, right? They're a different form of payment, and they'll accept a check. In fact, they might make you do at least a check. No, I guess you could do it. Whatever. This is fucking dumb. All right.
Interesting.
All right. Let's talk about the special a little bit. Let's just little background. Like we said, a lot of specials. He's done a lot. This special was filmed in Boston. We don't know what the theater was. We didn't check it out.
Check. All right.
There you go.
Very good.
Callback, I guess.
Wow, look at what we're doing.
Yeah, we're crushing it right now. But yeah, it's in Boston. And yeah, 11th through. Let's just get right into it, dude. Overall, what'd you think?
Overall, I liked it. It's Jim Gaffigan. He's one of my favorite comics.
Yeah.
And it was definitely a Jim Gaffigan special.
That's true.
Like that, but it just like stayed true. It was clean, right?
Yep.
I think me and you were talking about this earlier. He said maybe bitch and shit one time each.
Yep.
Aside from that, and he disguises them in a way that it's like you can't even be mad at it. He makes God say bitch, I think you were saying. Right?
Yeah, I think that's right. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's whatever it is. I uses each word like one time.
But regardless, clean. And I'm honestly impressed by any comic that can do clean material. And the way that he does it is like, it's next level.
Yeah, it's
For
real
sure.
good. I mean, he's good.
Yeah, but that's kind of his
But
MO
overall, that's
also.
kind of. I mean, you're like it was good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to go watch it back in 10 years? No. Or in
Yeah.
3 years? No.
Yeah.
Like, I watched it maybe 3 or 4 times, and it's cool.
That sounds different for you.
Yeah, but I
than other
watch it
people.
for this podcast, right? Like, we're trying to give you an accurate
Only watched it
description.
like 30 or 40 times, dude. It's not even
Jay will come in here watching 20 minutes of it, and I'm like, I got to feel
whatever,
it.
dude. I watch every special twice because I want to give them all the equal playing field. Except I did 2.5 on the last one.
I watched Adrian Appalucci so many times.
I know you
compared
did.
to Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah, I watched it a couple times. Similar feeling as you, man. It's a good special, and it is
very
not nearly as good as some of his specials, in my opinion.
I think this is going to bang out, though, in, like, the church community. Right? Like,
I mean, it could.
like all the people that like are really focused on trying to listen to clean comedy, I think it crushes in that demographic.
Yeah, I think that's true, but I don't see how that's different than any of his other specials. You know what I mean?
Oh, totally. Yeah, you're right.
I just think that I think of the proficiency of this special versus other specials, I think is lower. But maybe that's just because I know, like, I'm used to Jim Gaffigan now. I know what he sounds like. I already kind of have seen his shit, and so it doesn't surprise me anymore.
That's a hard one for me to gauge because I haven't listened to all of Jim Gaffigan's specials.
Why is that, you think? Because you like him, right?
I do. I like him a lot.
Is it because you're expecting this special? Because that's why I haven't listened to all of them. You know what I mean? His specials are pretty similar. Like, all of them are...
Yeah, I think it's kind of more of a nostalgia thing, maybe, too.
Okay.
They're like, I like his older ones.
Because you grew up.
I grew up on
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want anything to necessarily jade that either.
Okay.
Right? If I don't like a special, I don't want to be like, oh, that ruins fucking Jim Gaffigan for me.
Okay. And that makes sense. I'm not sure it could ever be ruined for me. I mean, he is what he is at this point in my mind.
I would love to see a Jim Gaffigan special where he just talks about abortion and Just crazy stuff. You know,
You just said you don't want anything to ruin him for you. You're like, it would be great if he was totally not himself at all. You know
yeah,
what I
wouldn't
mean?
that be awesome though? A Jim Gaffigan that was like that, just like
Just
offering.
brings a girl on stage and just starts stuffing cash in her.
Yeah, just starts milking her.
Jesus, dude.
Well, like that'd just be so off the wall, man. I'd be interested.
I mean, interested is a different. The Jake Paul Tyson fight was interesting.
Yeah,
It wasn't good, but it was interesting. You know what I mean?
you're telling me Jim Gaffigan milking this chick? It's not interesting.
I just said it would be interesting.
I mean, it'd be awesome though.
I disagree.
Timeless.
Hard
It'd
disagree.
kind of be timeless.
Again, timeless is not a fucking synonym for good.
Well, beyond the pale, in my opinion, timeless.
Charles Manson, timeless. Jeffrey Dahmer, timeless.
Yeah, look at the celebrities they are.
I'm not disagreeing with that part of it. The part I'm disagreeing with is that it's good. That's the part.
If Jim Gaffigan really wants, hey Jim, if you really want to step it up,
We should have stopped you at 4 drinks. 7's too many. 7's too many.
7. Not yet.
Good Lord, dude.
All right, very good.
Very good, very good. All right, so we both liked it. It wasn't our favorite, but it was good. And it's very, Jim Gaffigan-y. Let's talk about the train wreck that is the Fashionista. Get after it. I'll let you have first cuts at this.
I
one.
can't
Go
wait
ahead.
to have a drop for Fashionista.
Oh, we're gonna get one. Don't
What's
worry
it-
about it.
It's gonna be like Fashionista.
It's not gonna be that.
Fashionista.
Why don't you not worry about what the drop is? You just go ahead and give your
Trying to give
opinion.
myself a drop. All right. Yeah, Jim Gaffigan. How'd he do on his Fashionista part? Fucking horrible.
How you doing his Fashionista part?
That shit
Oh,
looked
shit.
terrible, dude.
Yeah, it was bad.
Honestly, like I've been really nice to everybody as far as their fashion goes, right?
You have.
Let me tell you what, this sucked, dude. It looked bad.
It was bad.
It looked terrible. He's been
looked
going
really
to
bad.
church for how long? Forever. You don't know how to dress nice. You should know how to dress nice.
If somebody hasn't seen it, let's let them know. What is he wearing?
He's wearing like this weird gray suit with a
Or if you're colorblind, it's green.
and also it's kind of gold. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's
then
like
he
the
has-
black dress, the black blue dress or whatever thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the
On the
lighting.
internet. Yeah.
And then he has like this blue shirt underneath it that's just a button up, no tie. I don't understand why you'd go so far to wear the suit with no tie.
Oh, you don't like the suit no tie look?
If you're right there, go.
I kind of like the suit no tie look.
Well, then undo a couple buttons.
Was this button all the way up?
It's buttoned all the way up.
Huh. Okay.
Look dumb as hell.
Yeah, I think button all the way up is a mistake.
No, it's fucking idiot wear. I don't know what he was
Idiot
thinking. Somebody should have told him, hey,
idiot wear.
this is a bad look for you. Nobody told him that. All right. I know he lost a bunch of weight, I guess, right? He lost a bunch of weight and now he's skinny. And it's like, wear your fucking fat clothes. That would look better than anything you're doing right now.
Yeah, according to the first 7 minutes of his bit, he lost.
Which is
a bunch
talking
of
about me or him being skinny. He's
weight.
like,
Talking about him
me,
being
I'm
skinny
skinny. Yes.
and losing weight. Yep.
Yeah.
And losing weight using not Ozempic, but essentially Ozempic. That was one of the punchlines he had, but whatever. I thought it looked terrible.
It looked fucking horrible, dude.
And honestly, as someone who doesn't give a shit about fashion, does not understand fashion really, and is colorblind, and was raised by a single father. Let's just be honest, dude. I was, I don't have a lot of irons in the fashion fire, but even to me, I was like, this looks fucking ridiculous, man. It looks like, at least, I mean, his suit matched his jacket matched his pants. I guess that's the only thing.
Wow. Yeah.
That's like the only thing. It was
Dude,
bad.
if I was Hulu and I saw, if I didn't
What he
hear
was
any
wearing.
jokes and I just saw what he was wearing,
Nope.
I'm tossing that shit out.
We're calling-
immediately. Sorry, that not hilarious. No,
You're like, fuck it. We're never doing clean comedy ever again, dude.
no, I don't want to see that. Ugh, what a disgusting
Call Jim
look.
Norton. Get him in here. I don't give a shit.
Disgusting look. I fucking hated it.
It was
I rated
bad.
him. I rated him a -1
Oh,
on fashion.
-1 on fashion.
Yep.
It really is bad. It looks like it's ill-fitting. Like it's,
Yeah, it
how
looked
do you
bad.
lose all that weight? And ostensibly you get like a tailored suit for your special, I would imagine, or at least a suit that's the right
How do you look like
size.
you have no shoulders with shoulder pads?
Yeah, dude. You've done 11 specials and you can't afford a decent $1,000 suit. I'm not asking you to break the bank, dude. Just go down to Men's Warehouse.
Who do we
know?
blame for this mistake?
Jim. Oh, maybe Jeannie. His wife?
It's kind of on his wife, in my
More
opinion.
than likely his wife dressed him. He is a 50-year-old man.
Dude,
with 5 kids.
His kids might have dressed him.
Oh,
That
maybe
shit
his
was terrible.
daughter's into fashion or some shit. And she's like, okay, I'll
There's
wear
no
whatever
way
you say.
anybody into fashion is going to dress somebody like that.
No, you know, sometimes people are into fashion, they're terrible at it. Sometimes that can happen.
God, dude, it was just so horrible. It was so
It was
terrible.
really bad.
It looked like he got a suit from Goodwill. Is what it looked like.
I agree. And I think here's the thing, dude. He doesn't know how to be skinny, dude. He doesn't know what to wear when he's skinny.
Yeah.
And he's trying to wear skinny people shit. Like, oh, I got this suit.
It's not what skinny people
blah,
wear,
blah, blah.
dummy. Yeah.
No. I mean, they would wear the items. They just wouldn't wear that item.
You're not
They
John
wouldn't-
Mulaney. You can't pull
gotta
off a
wear-
nice suit.
He can pull off a nice suit if it fucking fit him properly.
Yeah, if he
and
got
it
a
was
nice
decent
suit.
color.
Yeah, he looks like he got that handed
So I
down.
don't say you can't pull it off. You're
Well,
like, if you got a nice suit,
well,
you can
obviously,
pull it
what
off.
I'm seeing, he's not pulling shit off with that.
Of course, we're not disagreeing on that part. That
I
part
think
agree
he should
with
have opened with, "Look at how shitty my fucking suit is.
I
Look
mean,
at how
that's a weird
terrible I
opener.
look."
I don't
Instead of
really
like,
like- I
"Oh,
don't
I'm
really like,
skinny now." No, it should have been like, "Yeah, my wife dressed me" or something.
I don't like when people
bad.
open up their sets with "I look like X." You know that, and if he starts with that, I'd be so.
He
upset
did
with
start
him.
with that. I'm skinny now. That's a look
It's
like
a little
joke.
different.
Yeah, but it's a look like
A little
joke.
different. You're right, but it is.
You
yeah.
just cut the "I look skinny now." You just cut the "I look" off of that. I'm skinny now.
Because he is, sort of, but you can't even tell how skinny he is. Here's the thing, dude. He looks better as a fat guy too. That's the other thing. He looks better fat. He wasn't even he was never huge either. That's the other thing. He wasn't like a gigantic. He wasn't Ralphie May and then became fucking Mulaney. He was like a little bit overweight,
Yeah,
probably a little skinnier than me, probably just a little bit.
you're more flabby though. He's more
He
of a
was
flabby
pretty
fat.
flabby, that's true.
Yeah,
But it fit his face, dude. His face, he's got kind of a fat face.
yeah.
And he still sort of has a fat face. So his head looks gigantic on his tiny little body now.
Yeah, especially with them shoulder pads. Beef them up. Beef up the pads, bro. What are
Beef
we
up your
doing?
pads, son.
Yeah, looking dumb. No.
I have a theory about this. We argued about this earlier, but I think that he's a guy who looks better fat, just like my dad looks better with a mustache. And what I mean by that is simply that like some people just look better in a thing that normally doesn't look great on people. Like I think mustaches usually look stupid. But whenever I see my dad in pictures without one, I'm like, you look fucking weird without a mustache. Now, is that just because I'm used to it, or is it because he actually looks better that way? I think it's because he actually looks better that way, but also I'm used to it, so I'm a bad judge. You know what I mean?
Well, what I think is he would look better skinny if he knew how to fucking wear clothes.
We already agree on that. Can we get past it?
Well, no, we can't because I feel like that's
Lord.
a large part
I
of
mean,
it.
of course it is.
I think he would look way better if he didn't look like a fucking idiot dressed him, you know?
Yeah, I'm aware of.
So he
where
might
we
look
stand on this one.
good skinny if we saw him in appealing attire.
I'm saying I don't give a shit what you put on him. He's not going to look good skinny. He doesn't look right skinny. His head's too big.
Which
dude.
Jim, if there
He
isn't
looks like
any
a Pez
motivation
dispenser.
to like eat Cinnabon, like that's it, man.
Dude,
You
he
know
looks
what I
like a bobblehead version of himself. Like
Yeah.
a poorly made, like, oh, they didn't want to use too much material on the gut, so they just made him
I'd
skinny.
be curious to see him in a hat.
I think he's got a gigantic. I mean, he's got like a 7 9/8, which is 8 1/8. But either way, it's a giant head. That's a giant head, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if he's wearing your hat right there, there's no way he's getting past one peg.
Do you think his head is that big?
Yeah, it's gigantic, dude.
Whoa.
And I'm a big-headed dude. I have a big head. So I don't know. I think he's got a gigantor head.
I still want to see it in a hat.
I don't want to see it in a hat. He's gonna wear the hat with
I'd
a
like to
fucking
see-
ill-fitting suit
I'd like to see
and like
a
and like
hipster
jeans.
Jim Gaffigan. I'd like to see a hipster Jim
Hipster
Gaff.
Jim Gaffigan.
Yeah,
I don't know. Maybe his kid's like that.
probably.
Something weird. I was reading up apparently his son opens for him sometimes.
Is he just super dirty? That'd be hilarious.
I don't know, like a like Appaloochi situation again, where it's like,
Yeah.
no, I have no idea. I just saw something like Jack, his son opens for him sometimes. Now I don't know if
Jack
that,
Gaffigan.
I don't know if that meant that he like opened and did a bunch of time, or if he just introduced him. You know, like sometimes that'll happen. These people just go up and be like, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm this guy's seed. Here you
Right.
go. But yeah, so I think though, we've done enough on how bad he looked.
Yeah, he looked horrible.
It was really bad.
-1.
It was really bad.
Boo.
Like if I can tell it looks bad, it's fucking bad. I'm just gonna say it.
It did look bad.
I've been cussing too much on this one. I'm gonna quit doing that. Apologize, listeners. All right.
Sorry, Pennsylvania.
It also looks like he lost too much weight too quickly. That's the other thing. He's like jowly.
He lost
Like, he looks
weight
like a
on
melted
drugs.
camel.
He basically took. It's like doing
Candle.
meth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You lose a bunch of weight really quick.
It's exactly what he said, right? No. Yeah.
It's not what he
Yeah,
said.
he lost a bunch of weight on Menudo or whatever it was. He lost a bunch of weight. It's like, dude, if you're fat enough, you shouldn't lose that much weight anyway, because your skin, especially that old, because your skin doesn't go back. So then you just have like extra skin.
Maybe that's why the
Like
suit
people
felt,
will
weird.
bang you if you're fat. Nobody wants to bang like a beanbag chair. You know what I mean? Because that's what you look like when you lose all the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions with that kind of look.
Yeah, and it turns out he cheated, which
What?
is one of the things. Yeah, he cheated.
Oh,
Cheated on losing weight, dude.
on losing weight.
Which
For a
he
second, I thought
references.
you were dropping some
All right.
dirt. I was
We
like, what?
absolutely. Oh yeah, he heard it here first, guys.
He cheated on his
On a
wife.
podcast with a dude who's never met the dude. Yep. His wife cheated on him too. I was in the bathroom with her at a Taylor Swift concert. All right.
Okay.
Let's go on to the next
we
subject.
got?
That was way too long. We should not have done that much on Fashionista. Although it needed it. Jim needed
It
to
was
hear
a
it.
fair critique.
It was a fair critique.
Jim deserved the smoke
right,
for that. Looking ugly as
He got
hell.
all the smoke. He should put some of that in his suit. He sets it on fire. All right.
Nah.
Let's go next. Don't ever again. What?
Laugh at your joke. Sorry.
No, don't fake laugh at my jokes, motherfucker.
Well, it was funny, but I had to fake laugh at it also.
I hate you. What? All right. What did you not like?
What did I not like?
Yeah. What did you not like? We talked a little bit about some stuff, but what did you not like? Not like?
What did I not like? Not like?
Do you like his accent?
Oh, yes. Okay, let me get into that. I don't like
yes,
how
you did.
No.
No.
I don't like how every act out he did, it seemed like that wasn't like a woman or somebody it was always a Boston act out or like voice for that. Like his shirt got a Boston voice.
A suit was a Boston accent.
Yeah, everything got a fucking Boston accent. And I get that he's recording a special in Boston.
Do you think he did that on purpose?
No. I think that is
I think
just
that's the only accent he can do.
yeah. I think
That
that's a
or
move.
that or the New Jersey one. He did some New Jersey again.
And he kind of does like a Valley Girl one, I guess, when he does the crowd.
Yeah, that's true. But that one's not a real accent. That's sort of like changing characters. But I see what you mean. Your point's well taken.
That's one thing I mean, not that
I didn't even notice that. Now
like
it's
it,
going to annoy me
but
if
now
I ever
that
watch this again.
Yeah, which you're not going to.
I'm not going to.
No, just because of how ugly he looked in that.
Just because of how I can't jerk off to this. Why would I even watch it?
Ugh, this makes me not horny.
Ridiculous, dude. I have that same suit. I don't want it. Oh shit.
That's one thing I didn't like about it. Also, what I didn't like about it is I don't like you going in and just being like, "I'm skinny now. Look at me. I'm skinny." Like, I hate that as like.
You didn't think he was making fun of himself enough?
Obviously, he's trying to.
He is, but he's doing it in like a way that
Yeah,
he's actually saying, "Look how awesome I am."
I don't know. I just didn't like that.
I think you're right. I think it's that fake like we all know comics who like will say something bad about themselves, but it's like a humble brag type situation, right? Like it's not really a humble brag, but in comedy it's a little different because you can make fun of it more and still have it be a brag. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes.
Like because everyone knows you're supposed to make a joke about it.
Right.
So you're making a joke about it. It's like, meh. It's like if you know a comic who never talks about anything but how in shape they are in, or like how huge their wiener is. Like,
Yes, the
you're
worst.
like, all right, dude.
It's like you don't understand humor.
Yeah,
If
you don't
that's-
understand. No one wants to watch.
no one
that.
wants to hear
No.
you say that.
No one wants to hear you say how great you are.
And it's like leg day. Am I right?
You're the hero
What?
in every story. Nobody wants that.
Yeah. You're
I've never been the hero in any story, and my comedy still doesn't work. So there we go.
Okay. I know we have a whole formula planned. I do want to say this though.
Get after it, baby.
I think one thing I did like is every time before he shit on somebody, like Jim Gaffigan does a whole bunch of self-deprecation, which is great. And yeah, if you look that fucking ugly in a suit, you should be self-deprecating. But
His wife left him mid-series.
she's a cheater.
She didn't cheat on him. He lost her on purpose.
Yeah. He looks like he lost her in like a gambling debt.
Wait, that he lost his wife?
Yeah, all right. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna dump that.
Yeah. Okay, dump it. Yeah, because he looks like he was gambling or whatever. All right.
Yeah,
No,
I get it.
Okay, very good.
Really bad. But go ahead.
Okay, what I did like is that everything that anytime he wanted to shit on something, it seemed like it was like at first so much self-deprecation, right? So he'd like self-deprecate on himself and then go into like hating on the Wheel of Fortune guy, Pat Sajak,
Sure.
right? Which I really like that joke,
Right.
but I
That
think
was your favorite joke.
it was one of my favorite jokes. Yeah.
Wait, what were your other favorite jokes? Because you said.
Oh, I didn't know if we got into favorite jokes yet.
Pre-show, you told me that was your favorite joke.
Well, I didn't know if we got into favorite jokes yet.
No, you brought it up. We're talking about it now. What's favorite
Okay,
joke?
yeah, I did
That was
like
your
the
favorite
Pat Sajak joke.
So
Yeah.
why are you like hemming and hawing? Like, oh, it was one of my favorites.
Well, because I liked a few of them. There's a few of them I liked.
No, but you got to pick one, and that was that.
Is that what I got to land with?
No, that's what I'm asking you, man.
Okay. Let me just make this
You're
point.
like,
Let me just make the
Jesus,
point
dude.
that I like that he's shitting on himself and then goes to shitting on Pat Sajak, which too is just such an unexpected victim, right?
Pat Sajak, dude.
Yeah.
Catching fire right now.
Yeah,
Dude.
why is he gonna catch the smoke?
Did he get Me Too'd or something? Probably.
No,
No, huh?
he's just retired. As far as I know.
Really?
Ladies, speak up.
He's too
far as I know.
powerful to get, probably.
I don't know. Vanna White doesn't have a story.
His name's Sajak, dude. That sounds dirty as hell.
His first name's Pat. Oh, that does sound a
Sounds
little...
pretty bad, dude.
That does sound bad.
Sounds horrible.
Yeah, now I think about it.
Um,
Okay, well, my favorite
right.
joke probably was the robot joke. Now that I
you
think
just
back.
said your favorite was Pat. No, you can't do that again. We'll come back to favorite jokes since you want to do 8 of them
Okay.
in this special that you thought was okay.
I like the
You have 8
jokes.
specials or 8 jokes that you think are amazing, but you only thought the special was okay.
I do like some
Such
jokes.
a pansy.
Oh my fancy! Shit on him so hard. All right.
What he wore.
Yeah, how
Who
he looked.
cares? Who cares? At the end of the day, that's the least
Well,
important
and I shit
part,
on him
right?
too for the Boston accent thing.
Man, you really.
What have you said?
This is basically Kendrick and Drake at this point. You guys are just both
Whoa.
destroying each other.
Don't say anything about Drake.
I'm not going to because I know you'll go into some weird hissy about shit that's dumb. All right. Let's just. So you didn't like that. All right. Here's what I didn't like.
This might be our best pod yet.
It's terrible. It's horrible. We're terrible.
What are you talking about?
It's
We're
really bad.
crushing
And we're going to lose all of our listener.
Oh, why? Because they're going to be entertained? I doubt it.
All right. So this is what I don't like about his specials. This is just him in general.
Mm-hmm.
I can predict the end of his joke 70% of the time because his formula he does on every special, right? It's something he pretends like he's going to be nice. And then he just says something sarcastic that's the opposite of what you think he's going to say, and then there's a twist or a fake twist usually.
Yeah.
So it'd be like my wife, or I love my wife. You know, oh, I should be, you know, or she should love me more, or some whatever dumb thing like that. And then, no, but really, and then it'll be like she should love me more. So it'll be like he sounds like he's going to make a turn, and then he just stays on the same path.
Right.
That's like he does 3 different joke styles roughly, and that's one of the main ones he uses.
Yeah.
He doesn't really stray from those 3 joke styles. Like he kind of does the same thing every time. Because of that, I was bored halfway through. Like, and it's not against, you know, not like he's obviously a master joke writer, but it's also like if you do the same thing and over enough, I'm going to catch on to it and I'm going to get tired of it.
Yeah.
And he can't rely on the type of interesting material that another comic might be able to, because he really narrows down. He's really, really loyal to his fan base, and that he just gives them what they want.
Right. Because
I'm a
that's
dad.
what I was going to say.
I'm religious. You know, like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is like that is his demographic at the same time.
Like I can't believe he went on Ozempic, dude. That's 1/3 of his jokes are about how much shit he likes to eat.
Yeah.
Like if he stays on Ozempic, he can't. He has to go back.
I did like when he was like, I am going to get fat again.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
We know that. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I really like his jokes. What I do think is interesting when you break them down is how many act outs he has. He has so many
Lots of
act outs, which is also one thing I did like about this special opposed to other ones, is he does this thing. If you listen to Jim Gaffigan, you know this, where he will tell a joke or part of a joke, and then he will switch to now he's the perspective of the audience member.
Yeah.
And then like repeats back something. And it's a way where it is almost a genius move.
It's a total cheating move.
It's a cheat code because he will get 14 laughs a minute or something crazy. He can get a laugh on every line doing that.
Yeah.
He didn't rely on that as heavy this special. And I thought that was pretty cool. He does it a couple times, and then the majority of the time when he does another voice, it's an act out for a character, or whether he's giving characteristics to his clothing that's talking to him or whatever. Like I thought that was a good that was great because it did separate the fact that it's like, oh yeah, you realize that we don't want to hear you do that every fucking special.
Yeah,
but then he still was able to kind of implement it.
Yeah, but he only did it a few times. He did it a reasonable number of times.
But even the way he did it was in act outs. So like when he does do certain, like you do still hear the character switch that he does, but instead he's just more shifting them into act outs instead of being like the act out of the crowd, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess I didn't notice that part. I just noticed that I don't mind. I don't know if it matters where he's coming at it from, but I definitely like.
I think it does kind of.
I definitely like the fact that he did that maybe a handful of times in the whole special. Whereas I think it's one of my favorite specials of him. He did it half the fucking album.
Yeah, same. I mean, I agree with you. Those are my favorite ones.
But now, if you would do the same thing, the magic is lost because like that was his. He basically.
Well, now it's predictable too.
It's basically his like sort of cliche thing, right? Like, I mean, everyone knows Jim Gaffigan for two things, and that's the Hot Pockets or acting as if he's the audience.
Right.
Those are the two, his bit Hot Pockets, which he put on multiple albums. And then obviously his talking as a member of the audience as part of his joke.
Right.
Other people have done similar things to him, but I don't think anybody took it mainstream the way that he did and had so much success with it as he has.
Right.
Like it's kind of his at this point.
I agree.
I don't know if he came up with it, stole
and
it
that's
from
the other
his
thing.
neighbor.
I think that's kind of what I was
but-
saying. Is like he could have continued doing that.
True. Yeah.
And we wouldn't expect anything
Yeah.
less necessarily.
Yeah.
Right. But I thought it was cool to kind of take a step back from relying on that cheat code so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
And kind of trying to throw more into jokes.
Yeah. I agree with that. And maybe we should give him more credit for that, or maybe I should give him more credit for that because, I mean, it's essentially like if like Carrot Top didn't do any props until the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Did like 3 prop jokes.
Yeah.
And then
or who else was I thinking of? It doesn't matter. I'd lost it. Doesn't matter. It was
but no, you're right. You're right, though.
That's their whole thing, doing it only a little tiny bit, right?
Yeah. Well, and I just bring that up because you were saying how like he has such a certain formula for writing jokes.
Yeah.
I think that does interrupt the formula if you're quitting to do a huge part of it that is essentially half of one of your jokes or half of all of your jokes.
For sure. Oh no, I don't know what it was. It was like if Jeff Dunham like didn't break out his ventriloquist dummies until like 10 minutes left. You're like, wait, what? What's happening? It'd be crazy.
You would be bummed. Like most people that's going to go see him would be bummed.
If you're going to go to Jeff Dunham, I wouldn't be bummed because I'm not a big puppet guy. I'm not.
Yeah, but if you're going to go see Jeff Dunham, you're going for the puppets.
Sure. Yes. You as the audience member, I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Me, I would just be bummed I was in the audience, to be honest with you, but just at all. Like, what am I doing at this casino? I'd just be mad that he's sold out. He's sold out the entire thing for $400 seats.
Yeah.
And then I can't get 4 people to come to my open mic. You know what I mean?
Not even an open mic, a fucking Thanksgiving show or something.
Whatever, dude. We have 100 tickets sold. Shut up. I'm just kidding. That's what we didn't like. Another thing I don't like, I just don't, it doesn't excite me anymore than it used to. And maybe this is a testament to just having grown up with more comedy and just watching more and more comedy. I don't love comics who don't really challenge any ideals or anything. Like it's just safe comedy. And he just does safe, silly comedy, right? You're not like it's the complete opposite of what we did last week with Adrienne Appalucci, right? Where she's talking about Ukraine,
Yeah.
Dude, imagine Jim Gaffigan telling a Ukraine joke.
I would love to see that. Yeah.
It would be hilarious. Right after he milks the chick who comes on stage or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I do think,
and it's not his fault because that is what he wants to do, and he shouldn't have to do that. But for me, my brain just kind of shuts off if it's just like, oh, laughy joke. You know what I mean?
well, and I almost think that he kind of does do that by, for instance, like we were talking about, he talks about how he's thin or whatever now, right? And he does shit on it. And then he does get to a part where like thin people are dead inside. Really starts to like hate on thin people. And I think that's maybe something he wouldn't have done if he was fatter. I think that kind of just opened up an avenue for him to like, oh, now that I'm thin, I can also shit on these people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
And he also says that like he's gonna, like you said, he's gonna be fat again.
He's gonna be fat again. Yeah. But I feel like it just kind of opened up that avenue for him to
And he also says everybody wants to be skinny. I mean, there's a lot of that too. He goes at both sides. I have no issue with what he did. The Ozempic jokes are interesting. They're weird.
Well, and it's opening jokes, right?
Yeah, it was his opening bit.
It's opening jokes.
7 minutes. But then the line or the thing he gets into with Viagra is, I love that premise. I feel like I've heard that premise before, but not like
right.
So the premise being that Viagra is a
blood
pressure medication.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it weird that they took something so great and made it into, a dick pill?
Yeah, but then this whole thing is just done through act outs. So then he makes a whole scene of
the guy pitching it to a company, being like, "It's great, we can stop heart attacks and blah blah blah." And they're like, "Wait, it does what? With the side effect is it makes your wiener big." And like, wait, what about the wiener part? You know what I mean? That kind of
one thing I do love about that joke
Yeah.
is when he puts himself in. He's like, "Yeah, I'm taking it, but for the blood pressure." And then he goes, "And the articles."
I was actually going to ask you about that.
That's so funny.
Yeah, he's taking Viagra for the articles. I was going to ask you about that because
that was great.
I didn't know if that. Do you think that resonates with? He's not. His audience isn't 25-year-olds, but do you think that resonates with 20? Does the for the articles joke work for 25-year-olds right now?
25-year-olds? I don't know if it works for 25-year-olds.
What are you, 32?
I'm 32. Yeah, it works.
You're
for
probably
me.
on the low end of it, too. And you're J Dubs, which makes you like 40.
Yeah, but it's funny. And Playboy had good articles.
I mean, they did, but
yeah. I mean, I thought that was a really silly tag. That's such a silly tag that honestly kind of doesn't make sense. But
no, of course it doesn't.
But it lays out it is.
It doesn't make sense, but it's awesome.
It's perfect. Yeah,
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I loved that.
Oh yeah, big fan
glad.
of that.
I'm glad actually we got to this because I would have totally fucking forgot about that.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be in your top jokes. You only have 30 jokes written down. That wasn't one that made it make the top 30.
No.
Snarf. Speaking of things that the young people didn't understand. Snarf. All right, let's go. We got a couple other things. We're still doing stuff we didn't like or love. I don't like a lot. I don't love his high pitch intro all the time. He's like, what am I? It's almost like he talks about in a different special where he's like a Andy Rooney. He's like, what am I? It starts like really high pitch. You know, we love tacos or whatever. Like it's just and he does it almost every joke, and it's just so high. And he's done it for so many years, and I'm tired of it.
It's not cringy. It's what's that called? Where like you
shrill,
yeah.
I think it's shrill. It's shrill. But it also lets you know where you're at in the joke, which is a kind of a genius move too. Like, you're at the start of a joke if he does that, because he always starts the joke that way. He doesn't do that in the middle,
right? Which is interesting for vocal inflections, right? Usually, vocal inflections are done on punchlines or like at the end of setups and then a punchline, right? To put your vocal inflection necessarily at the beginning is kind of odd.
I think it's just the natural way that he talks. That's
yeah,
what I mean.
You're right.
I wonder if you're in conversation with him, he just talks. That'd be kind of weird.
That would be super weird. He's about to say something important. You need to put air in those tires.
So that's a minor nitpick, a very minor nitpick. A bigger one for me. He did a lot. I'd say the last 30 minutes of his special is all about fatherhood and old guy shit. I would call old guy shit. I mean, most of his specials about old guy shit, but a bunch about family and like maybe 20 minutes about how like disrespectful and like ungrateful kids are. And it's just, I just don't like that shit. It just It's just so predictable for a dude who's 50 and has 5 kids that it's just kind of hacky. It's kind of hacky.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I would say in his defense, if I'm playing devil's advocate for that, is he is kind of like so pigeon-held kind of to material.
Pigeonholed?
Held. He's held there.
He's held by pigeons?
Yeah. Yeah. He has these pigeons just holding him down.
We're going to have to talk about what pigeon-held means.
But
after,
you know
after
what I'm
the
saying.
show.
Listeners,
Yeah, I do.
Pennsylvania, you get it.
Pennsylvania knows.
But like, right, like he has this audience and he can only talk about these kind of certain things.
Yeah.
If he starts to branch out from that, that's why I think I like the Pat Sajak thing, is because it seemed like it was a branch out.
Yeah.
It seemed like that's not normal Jim Gaffigan. Like he's making fun of somebody.
Yeah.
And he's naming them.
Yeah. And he's naming them.
And I feel like that has not necessarily been done. As far as I know. I mean, I'm sure
By him or just in general?
by him. It's like by his style.
Talk shit.
His style of comedy, right? Is usually more like observational or shit that's going on with him and his family or whatever. So that's why I would be like, I feel like he kind of has to do those jokes because that's what he knows. You know what I mean? He's running off of like his family experience.
It's
what he knows.
25 minutes of those jokes. Like, I agree, and also it's 25 minutes of the same, of the kids are just, it's old guy shit. It's not interesting. Most of his jokes are interesting observations or flipping things around or whatever. These are like retreads of jokes that I've heard other people do. Like, he's not stealing them. I'm not saying that, but like they're essentially like, oh, my kids don't listen to me. Like, how many millions of jokes have you heard about that? And there's not a new interesting twist to me. Like, it's just a lot of like retread of the same kind of stuff. And I was just bored with that shit. He did have a couple good jokes about his wife in there. But the wife stuff was getting old to me as well. So, but I think it's the thing I didn't like about it the most is like, it's so patronizing to his audience, which he's earned every bit of.
Yeah.
His audience is probably looking for him to do exactly what I just said I didn't like.
Yeah.
So he's probably right. You know what I mean? Like he's like the Van Halen album that people who love Van Halen like, and everyone else is like, oh, they didn't even try on that one. You know what I mean? Like, just crowd pleasing or whatever. I have no idea. I don't know why he's Van Halen. That was a terrible idea because I don't know anything about him. But
yeah, I get you.
But
still
you know
alive.
Who, Bob Van Halen?
No, Jim Gaffigan.
Oh, sorry. Wait, who's dead in Van Halen?
Eddie Van Halen.
Eddie Van Halen is dead?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know he was a person. So.
Basically the main guy. Yeah. There's Alex.
He's a guitar guy, right?
Yeah. I think Alex was his brother. He was on drums.
Yeah, and then the only thing I know about Van Halen is I almost said Sammy Davis Jr. Remember? You know, Dean Bennett was on drums.
Sammy Davis. Old Sammy D.
Yeah, dude, you know. Sammy Davis. No, Sammy Hagar replaced David Lee Roth. That's why I have it.
Sammy Hagar. Okay.
That's why I did it, because I was doing Sammy and David.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sammy
Yeah,
Davis.
yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but thank you for
I'm with
helping.
you.
Yeah. You remember when? Remember the Rat Pack when they did Van Halen? Oh, God, the things I screw up are insane, dude. I mean, we did this. We're bad at vocab now. We're bad at bands, or I'm bad at both of those things. Anyway, I'm
great at vocab. I'm great at bands.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's the thing about Jim Gaffigan is that, like you were talking about, how he's catering to his fans. Yeah, I feel like he kind of has to do that. And there's something to talking about your family and talking about like that personal perspective is also what makes you a good comic, right? I don't like when comics just come out and it's just like jokey joke, and not one of them tells you about like who they are or where they're at.
I agree with that.
Like that's boring to me. Anybody can do that. But when you have like the personal relationship to your jokes, that's what makes them good, and that's what makes them hard for people to steal also. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of appreciate the fact that like he does have jokey jokes. Somebody could steal that whole fucking Pat Sajak shit, right? But at the same time, you can't necessarily take the angles he has on his own family shit because that is how he feels personally. I don't know. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, I get that it's his perspective, but my point is that he's not actually adding any new perspective. He's doing the same old retread jokes that I've heard 30 other people doing. Now, there are a couple instances where he doesn't. His wife being allergic to a dog and them having a dog, seems like a personal experience that's different than what other people have talked about. By the way, you were going to be mean this episode, and all you've been doing is being like, well, in his defense.
I'm playing devil's ad.
No, you're not playing devil's ad. You're
out meaner
licking
than
his
you.
boots. You're being a bootlicker right now.
I started out meaner than you.
0 balls, dude. You have no balls.
Look, I'm not saying that he's a good comic.
I can't wait till Why I'm Better when Colton's like, just not. Okay, I'm just not. Jim, if you see this, I'd love to tie your shoes for you and pick out your clothes. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
I feel like you're pushing me. I'm going to say something retarded.
I hope so.
Like, whoa.
You just toot. I thought I heard a big fart. All right.
No, I didn't. It was the chair.
This is weird. I don't know what's happening right now.
I farted.
All right.
Great.
What do we not like? We already did that. What did you like?
We already went over it.
Did I mention that I think he gets the best? He gets a lot out of all of his premises. Like, I think he
you were saying
beats him to death. I did say that?
Well, you didn't say it on the pod, but you said it.
Okay, yeah. I think that his jokes are really long, and so he gets a ton out of every premise, including 25 minutes out of fatherhood, which is probably more than I need, but whatever it is. He looks at everything from multiple angles. He writes with his wife as well. That's something that
he does what with his wife?
He writes with his wife. Did I say whites with his wife?
Yeah,
I did, yeah.
Right.
Thanks. He writes with his wife, Jeannie. Of course, she had brain cancer, so who knows how smart she is. Oh, wait, we're dumping that one. We're dumping that. No, I'm kidding. No, she's very smart. She's a comedian.
Why do we
in her
gotta
own
dump
right.
our funniest stuff, dude?
I mean, I might.
That's funny.
I might plug that out. Who knows?
Yeah,
Obviously, I don't mean
that's
it.
funny.
She got through brain cancer, dude. So
Honestly, he kind of made that joke, to be honest.
He did. What I really liked is he does this joke where he sort of mimics Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck. Yeah. He keeps saying, if you blah, 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 you're not an adult. And it's not that obvious that he's doing it, but it's kind of like it has the same like tempo to it, right?
Yeah.
If you blah, 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 then you're not an adult. If you blah, but it wasn't quite as blatant. But when you're watching it, as you said the same thing, we talked about this. You're like, Jesus, this sounds like Jeff Foxworthy. You might be a redneck right? So at the end, he does, again, if you blah, 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 you're not an adult. And then he tags it with, and you might be a redneck. And it's like, oh, so you get it. You get that that's what you're doing. It was enough of a change that it made it okay.
Not to mention, too, I would also be curious as to know exactly what jokes he said and if those do translate to being a redneck. Because if that's the case, I feel like that does add a whole nother layer to that
just the
joke.
one. Just the last one.
Just the last one. But do the other two
I
also
don't think
fall
so.
into that?
No.
Oh, okay.
And I don't think they need to, right? But
They probably don't. I just think it would be really cool, though, if those all three fell into the same.
Yeah, I think I don't think so, but we'll have to take a look at it. Okay.
Should pay attention to that.
Yeah, whatever. We'll be all right. So our favorite jokes, we did that. Anything else you want to talk about before we talk about why I'm better?
Yeah, I just would like to.
Go for it.
I'd like to say that I wonder because like he writes with his wife, right? And Jim Gaffigan's always known for he does always do Bible jokes.
Oh yeah,
right.
And he has a stretch of them on this one. Yep.
Yeah, and he does a few Bible jokes on this one. And me and Jay were discussing like if that was offensive, right? Because like you can easily cross the line with Bible jokes.
Sure.
But with his wife being such a devout Catholic, if like her helping him write jokes kind of helps him navigate that water a little bit better so he's not as offensive. I mean, as a comic, I imagine if you're hanging out with Jim Gaffigan, I'm sure not everything he says is going to be fucking PG or whatever, right? Like if you're hanging out with him after a show or something, I doubt that he's like some clean blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
I have no idea, but I mean, his first album or the first album I heard, he says the F word on it. It's not dirty, but he has a couple instances of like shit that's not clean. Like it's not clean.
Yeah, I imagine him as a person himself is like his personal humor is probably not that clean.
I have no clue.
Is what I would imagine.
Really? Huh?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
What gives you that impression? Because he's funny and you don't think clean people are funny?
No, because it's an act, right? Like when you're doing stand up, it's an act. And obviously his act is geared towards a certain direction, but I don't think that direction necessarily is who he is, if that makes sense.
It definitely may not be.
And if he writes with his wife too, I also think that's also letting us know that like, oh, maybe she does kind of try to keep him on course for the audience he's already like garnered.
So because she's a woman, she's not going to be dirty?
No, because she's a devout Catholic. Because she is his wife and knows and like, hey, Catholic. How is this is your audience.
I feel like it's assuming a lot.
Because if Jim Gaffigan came out with like a huge dirty album, right, that would probably offend a lot of his audience. He'd probably lose a lot of people from doing that.
Yeah.
Right? So she probably does help keep him honed in to a certain extent.
I mean, maybe. I feel like you're assuming a lot, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just making an observation.
He could also be completely just a clean dude.
He's not.
How do you know that? That's what I'm asking. That's what I'm trying to get to. How do you know
he's a fat slob.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, he's not a clean
guy.
There
you go. See, I told you to be mean. Here you are. Dude.
He's a fat slob in his heart.
He's a fat slob. Oh, Jesus. He's a fat slob. I don't know, man. I've never seen him do anything really dirty. Like,
no.
He's written shows before that didn't necessarily have to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
He's been on like shows that don't have to be clean. You know what I mean? Like he's
but he has an image. He has an image that he has to uphold.
Yeah, but nobody's going to watch those movies, and I don't think that's an issue.
Yeah, but it's because he made that image, though. Is what I'm saying. I'm saying like
man.
Him separated from that image. How clean is the motherfucker? You know what I mean? If you're smoking a cigar with him, having a couple drinks, is he going to say some wild shit? Probably. That's my guess.
I don't know, man.
He's not going to be like, you know how hard it is to be a dad? No. He's going to be like, well, that's why I was butt fucking or something. You don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know, but you seem so sure about it. That's the part that's
I just know how I want Jim to be. I just know how I want Jim to be.
You want him to be dirty.
I know he is in his heart. He is. Nobody's clean. The cleanest people are also the dirtiest people in like their private life. That's just kind of a fact of life. You know what I mean?
It's just kind of a fact.
Yeah, if you want to act like you're clean in front of people, that's cool. We all know you're swallowing loads or something wild.
Wow,
later.
dude.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're I like that you just know things without having any facts. That's one of my favorite things about you, Colton.
Hey, man.
It's like, hey, man, I just know stuff, dude. Don't worry about it.
You just got to know things. I got you. I'll help you out.
Colton Drake, maybe the new department or Secretary of Defense. You never know. He might get appointed.
I would tell you guys.
All right.
I'm going to be the new Secretary of Defense.
I don't know, dude. He's like, yeah, I know stuff. Yeah. DJT's like, all right, dude, you know stuff. I believe you.
Trump's like, yeah, get him in office.
I believe you. All right. That was what we did for that.
Okay.
We talked about stuff.
I felt like we did a pretty good job.
We did all right. We've done better. We've done worse. I would put this solidly in the middle.
This is my favorite one.
This is your favorite one? I know, because you're 8 deep, dude. That's why you love it, dude.
Is that why? I'm not 8 deep. I wish.
So much
this
fun.
is a faker. This is a phony. This one's full.
Oh, excuse me. You're 7 deep. Yep.
You want another one? Here you go.
I was way off. Let the record show.
1, 2,
7 deep.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nobody's counting.
No, I'm counting. I just counted. I just did it.
Don't be that guy, dude. Nobody likes that guy. I was hungry today.
I know. You were hungry, so you had to drink more?
Yeah, I'm hungry, dude. What do you want? I'm drinking my dinner.
Oh, that's Mom's fault, dude, because Mom didn't bring the meatloaf. My mom is, she told me the kitchen was shut down due to health department regulations because she's sick. She's sick, dude. She's super sick. She's been coughing for the last week. I feel bad for her. So prayers up for Mama Bear, Mama Jan. And we'll get on to the next. So we didn't get dinner tonight, and that's why you didn't get your din.
Yeah, dude.
Eat your din.
I'm drinking my dinner.
Bev's not going to get her leftovers. She's going to be so pissed, dude.
No,
so upset. All right.
She needs to. Never mind.
Go ahead.
No.
End your marriage real quick.
Bev. Hey, Bev. Where's my steak?
Where's my steak?
Yeah.
I mean, you buy them all the time, right?
Yeah, I do.
This is weird.
No, she did call me and she was like, "Do you want me to make you dinner?" And I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And you're like, "Oh, we're not having dinner tonight." And I was like,
Whoops.
Yeah, I got fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar, Mom usually makes dinner for us, and she will again, or else I will kick her out of her house,
That's not going to happen.
It's my house. But whatever. All right. Now we got to do the Why I'm Better segment. If you're unfamiliar with this segment, here's how it works. Jim Gaffigan's done 11 comedy specials and is worth, I don't know, $100 million probably. Maybe 80 something. It's a lot.
That's something you could look up.
It's a lot of $1 million. It's more $1 million than I'm worth. Colton and I are taping this podcast straight out of my mom's basement. We are both feature level comics regionally. So who better than us to talk mad shit about how terrible or how much better we are than Jim Theodopoulos Gaffigan? I don't think that's right.
Yeah.
But do you want to go first or would you like me to go
I'll
first?
go first.
Okay, you get after it, buddy.
Jim Gaffigan, how am I better than you? How about I don't have to put an act out after every fucking joke because my jokes are actually decent, dude. It doesn't take, I don't have to do a Boston accent to try to sound cool in a joke, right? And I know how to look nice, all right, without, like, I don't have to be skinny. You know what I mean? Like, what he should have done is he should have worn his fat clothes. That's what he should have done. Look, I don't have to do that. I'll wear my fat clothes because I'm fat, and I'm still going to look better than Jim Gaffigan. He looked like a fucking idiot, all right? Jim Gaffigan, take note. You look like an idiot on there. And I would hate myself if I dressed like that and put out a special. Were you trying to make Hulu look bad? Because that's what you did. You made Hulu look bad.
On their first special.
Yeah, made them look bad. Right? View it as a Netflix special and fucking step up. All right? We were all disappointed in that. Oh, I'm skinny now. Well, do better. Because, you know what I mean? Like, it's trash. I hate it. I hated that from you. And I love you, but you disappointed me with that look. And honestly, not that I'd kill myself if I look like that in a special.
Jesus.
But I would kill myself if I look like that in a special.
That's actually a pretty decent Jim Gaffigan joke right there.
Yeah, boom,
Yeah.
did it. But and I can do your jokes too. Boom. Guess what? My wife didn't help me write that. I'm done.
I love that last line. That's great, dude. Oh my god. That's why Colton Drake is better than Jim Gaffigan. All right, I guess that was good, man. You got the fire going. You know, the Vizzy got you going.
It was something.
All right, man.
Hit him.
Jimmy boy. My good Jimbalina. I got to tell you, man, I'm colorblind, and I could tell your shit looked awful, man. I'm colorblind, so and I don't dress well. Dude, you just got taken to town by a guy wearing a tie-dye jumpsuit. That's how dog shit your suit looked tonight. You looked horrible, dude. Did you buy that at a thrift store? If you did, get your mom to go to a better thrift store, because that was awful, dude. I can't believe. All right, so did you borrow your brother's suit? Did he die? Was this an homage to him? Because he died and he wore his suit that he had for his 1970s wedding. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that. You're doing pandemic jokes in 2024? You've done 3 specials. You've done 3 specials since the pandemic started, and you're still doing pandemic joke? Knock it off. It's ridiculous, man. It's unbelievable. Do I have anything else? Your suit looks terrible. I already said that. Stop doing the high-pitched thing for your premises. Again, you've done 4 specials since the pandemic was over. Quit it. We're tired of it. We hate you most of all. I hate your wife. No, I love your wife. Your wife's awesome. She wrote all your fucking jokes. It's my favorite part about it.
I'll tell you what I say.
On your kids, dude.
And one more thing, Jim. One more thing, Jim. Jimbo. Looking how horrible you did in that whole suit and shirt apparatus you had going on.
Apparatus.
I don't want to buy your merch after that. If I was going to be like, oh, I might want to be seeing what this guy has for merch. I don't want to buy it because it's trash, obviously, if I'm basing it off of how you look.
There you go,
Because you look bad.
It was Hulu's maiden voyage, dude. Their first time ever doing a comedy special. Hulu's first time ever doing a comedy special. Mm-hmm. And it was supposed to be hilarious, and instead it was who looking awful.
Who ugly. That's what you did.
Ugly. Exactly.
You did.
Who terrible. I don't know.
Way to do a bad job on dressing you.
Yeah, we screwed it up.
Fire that guy.
We screwed it up, dude. Or girl.
Fire that person. Fire them.
Whoever it is.
Fire that day.
Maybe it's that day. All right. We went over an hour. We're insane. I don't know what we're doing. Jim Gaffigan special. Despite all the terrible things we said about it, watch it. It's a decent special. There's
Love
nothing
you,
wrong with
Jim.
it. I mean,
You
just,
dumb dressing bitch. I love you. What?
yeah, it's a good special. I don't. All right, it's a good special. It's not a great special, but it was a good special.
It was good. It was really good. If I was a churchgoer, I would love it.
I'm ranking it of the specials we've done so far. I'm ranking it third out of the 3 specials. I would go Josh Wolf, Adrian Appalucci, and then Jim Gaffigan. I would give it about a 6.
I would
Maybe
get
6.5.
All right.
You know, I mean, you don't have to do this part if you don't want to, but it's up to you.
Let me know when it's my turn.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I would do Adrian Appalucci, Jim Gaffigan, Josh Wolf.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But I think Jim Gaffigan has some nostalgia for me.
Okay, that makes sense. So after all that terrible things you said about him,
Comedy snobs, baby. Or stand-up snobs. Say it wrong every time.
I know, I do too. So there we go. We did that. We did Jim Gaffigan's 11th special. We got to update our follower count. Instagram follower count. As you know,
is that Monday Night Football?
As you know, no, it's nothing. It's nothing. As you know, Colton and I are locked in a follower battle. Last week,
He tells everyone he knows not to follow me.
Absolutely, I tell everyone I know, please follow me and block and unfollow Colton. I don't know if that worked at all. Last week, let's get our numbers from last week. We were at 3. Colton was at 390 going into last week. I was at 362 going into this week. Colton, where are you at?
398.
Whoa, dude, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
398. What'd you do? What'd you do?
You know what I mean?
8
it's just all about like
followers.
hard work and
Good
dedication.
Lord.
And
No, definitely no, that's not true. 398.
yeah. What it is.
Would you really tell me what you actually did? And
No,
stop
I have
being an idiot?
398. I swear to God.
No, what you actually did to
Oh, I have no
increase your
idea. I was
follower
I was
count.
hustling fucking followers from people.
Ridiculous.
I was trying to get people. What were you doing?
I was telling people not to follow you and to follow me. Probably a mistake on
Yeah,
my
you did the
end.
Kamala Harris campaign on my followers.
What?
They'll get it. Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania's going to get
Yeah,
that?
they ran a whole campaign just hating on Trump. Well,
Okay.
that was the joke, but it missed.
All right, cool. We should talk about politics more. That's always fun.
Well, I'd appreciate it if we talk about religion.
I'm at I lost a follower, so I'm at 361, dude. Which is crazy because I definitely gained at least one, so I must have lost 2. It's probably when I told everyone not to follow you. They're like, "Fuck this guy." I'm following. So Colton now at 398, and I'm at 361. Colton Drake.
I feel like
in
you
the
haven't
lead.
moved. You've been at 361, right?
No, I was at 360, and then I was at 362, and then now I'm at 361. So I settled back in the middle
All right.
there.
You're right there.
So once again, please follow me and do not follow Colton. He doesn't put anything out anyway. I don't know what you're doing.
I'm putting out a lot more stuff.
What are you putting out?
Just a lot
Just
more.
a lot more stuff, dude.
Just a lot more stuff.
Speaking of
Don't
political
think
campaigns, there you go. There's a Trump line for you right there.
yeah.
I'm doing stuff.
We're doing a lot
What
of
are you
stuff.
doing? I'm doing stuff.
We're doing a lot of stuff.
She has no platform. I'm doing stuff.
We're trying. We're really
Boom.
trying. Bam.
And then she's like, I was trying to do stuff and you're not doing stuff.
See, that's
and it's
bullshit.
like, oh shit. Yeah, see, there you go. You figured it out.
Yep. That's what I do. Jim Gaff.
I don't know what the hell's going on. That was our Instagram follower count. We're totally completely off the. We're in the dirt
I gotta
now.
pee really bad, but I do have something to bring up.
You want me to just ask you what your upcoming gigs are? Because that's what I was going to do. Why don't you just chill the fuck out and let me do my job?
All right. Well, I had something to bring up. But...
All right, go ahead.
So this Canadian, I'm a plumber for work, Pennsylvania. I know you guys don't know. And I had this dude come to my job. He was a truck driver, whatever. And I asked him, I was like, you guys do anything for Thanksgiving? And he goes, we already had our Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
We have our Thanksgiving in October.
Yeah.
And like, I'm the idiot. I don't know Canadian lore or whatever.
Lore.
Like, I don't know what they do.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was just curious about Canadian lore. What do you know about it?
Oh, I know that they have Thanksgiving in October and that they have.
Was that the Pilgrims? Is it the same game? The same deal?
No, man.
I feel like they're just biting us. Just biting our style.
I don't know what they're doing. I don't think they're biting our style, but maybe. I'm not even sure what that means, but
All right.
we're definitely cutting that part for sure.
All right, cool. Well, the Canadian lore I thought was funny, but
Wait, you had that could have went for 60 seconds of plumbing knowledge. You right there. Anyway,
well, next time.
Yeah, next time. All right. So that was important that you brought that up. Thank you. That's good.
I'm sorry for
thank
wasting
you.
your time. I'm sorry.
Thanks for doing that.
Thought it was
Colton.
funny. Yeah, it was meant to be up front.
It was terrible.
It's meant to be part of the banter.
Next up, upcoming gigs. Go ahead, man.
All right. So I have a Thanksgiving Eve show that I'm doing
11/27.
11/27, and that is at Tacoma Comedy Club
There
at
you go.
6 and Proctor. And then 11/29 through 12/1, I'm hosting for Gabe Rutledge at the Spokane Comedy Club.
Yep.
And those are all the gigs that I feel good enough to mention about right now.
I'm also on the 11/27. I'm at the Spokane Comedy Club doing their Thanksgiving show. So he's in Tacoma and I'm in Spokane. And then Joke Thief, the Joke Thief show at the Draft Zone. Colton and I are both on that show.
Yeah, I'm on that.
And basically, we're going to be doing a little bit of our own material. Then we're doing bits from famous comedians, and then the audience tries to figure out who we're doing, and then they win a prize if they get the most people correct. That's at the Draft Zone in Post Falls, Idaho, on Saturday the 13th. And check your local listings, as we always say. And then on 12/14, the following day on Saturday, I am at Flathead Lake Brewing Company with the incomparable Harry J. Riley in somewhere in Montana. I think it's in Kalispell or in that area. Big Fork, maybe. So that'll be fun. So those are the things that we have coming up. Please like, rate, review, subscribe to this podcast. Please follow Colton Drake at Jberg Comedy on Instagram. No, follow Colton Drake at Colton Drake Comedy on Instagram. Follow me at Jberg Comedy on Instagram.
Follow Jay, guys. He's
Seriously,
really funny. He's really
help.
funny.
I need the help, man.
One of my best
you're
friends.
trying to be nice about
It's
it.
his favorite.
That way
he's
you'll
his
get
favorite
more.
comic. Yeah, follow Jay. That's great.
One of my best friends.
And thank you for following Stand Up Snobs. If you do,
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, we've been having a great time doing
We
this,
have been.
and it does make us better comedians going
Absolutely.
over other people's specials
100%.
and really picking them apart. And Jim Gaffigan, do a fucking better job dressing yourself, dumbass. All right,
Nice,
what are we
dude.
doing?
So next comic in is Anthony Jeselnik, and he's going to take us out. I have been Jay Berg, and my buddy is
Colton Drake.
and that was Stand Up Snobs. Here we go, taking you out with Anthony Jeselnik.
One of my friends just asked me if I would be the sperm donor for her baby. I said, I don't know. That's a pretty big decision. How old's your baby?